Hello and welcome to this short webinar on the Florida Occupational Therapy Continuing Education Requirements. My name is Zachary Edgar, and my company is called Therapy Comply. Therapy Comply is a membership-based compliance firm dedicated to assisting physical, occupational, and speech therapy practices and facilities. Members can access a wide selection of guides, sample policies, and forms on Medicare, Medicaid, HIPAA, TRICARE, and state laws and regulations that apply to therapy practices. Members can also email me at any time with any compliance or billing questions or schedule a phone call. Please visit the website at therapycomply.com for more information. This presentation is for informational purposes only. None of the material is intended as legal advice. Statutes and regulations are all subject to change. Please follow the link in the description to see our complete guide on the Florida Occupational Therapy CE requirements. Occupational therapists and occupational therapy assistants licensed in Florida must complete 26 hours of approved continuing education every 2 years. Persons certified for licensure in the second half of the 2-year period are exempt from the continuing education requirements, except for the 2-hour prevention of medical errors course requirement and the 1 hour of HIV/AIDS education required no later than upon first renewal. Licensees must complete 1 hour of HIV/AIDS education during the first renewal period. HIV/AIDS courses approved by any board within the Division of Medical Quality Assurance of the Department of Health are approved by the board. The licensee is not required to complete another HIV course for each subsequent renewal period. Each medical errors, each licensee shall attend and certify attending a board-approved 2-hour continuing ed course related to the prevention of medical errors. The 2-hour course shall count towards the total number of continuing education hours required for license renewal. The course must include a study of root cause analysis, error reduction and prevention, and patient safety, and must include contraindications and indications specific to occupational therapy management, including medication and side effects. Laws and rules during each renewal period. Licensees must complete a 2-hour board-approved course on the laws and rules covered in Chapters 456, 468, Part 3, and Chapter 64B 11 FAC. That's the Occupational Therapy Statutes and Regulations in Florida. At least 14 of the required hours must be in person or from interactive real-time courses. An interactive real-time course may be web-based, satellite transmitted, telephone or video conference, or online instruction program that allows or requires the licensee to interact in real time, including live chat with the instructor during the presentation of the program. Courses approved by the Florida Board of Occupational Therapy, the Florida Occupational Therapy Association, the American Occupational Therapy Association, providers sanctioned by FOTA or approved by the AOTA, and occupational therapy courses provided by an education program approved by an accrediting body for occupational therapy. Continuing education includes attendance and participation as required at approved live or interactive presentations such as a workshop, seminar, conference, webinar, or in-service educational program. 1 contact hour equals a minimum of 50 minutes with no maximum per renewal period. Home study education is a self-paced, non-interactive independent study that requires a certificate of completion. Taking a computerized exam at the end of the study or being able to email the instructor with a question does not qualify home study as live or interactive course. 1 contact hour equals a minimum of 50 minutes, 5 credits per subject, and a maximum of 12 hours of home study education per period. The presentation of a continuing education course or program, academic course, peer-reviewed or non-peer-reviewed workshop, seminar, in-service, electronic, or web-based course that is directly related to the practice of occupational therapy as either the lecturer of the course or program or as the author of the course materials. The number of contact hours to be awarded is based on the 50-minute contact hour. Continuing education credit for the development and teaching of a post-secondary academic course shall be 1 continuing education credit per academic course credit, and the maximum of 8 credits per period. Each licensee who attends a Florida Board of Occupational Therapy practice meeting where disciplinary cases are being heard if the licensee is not on the agenda or appearing for another purpose. 1 contact hour equals a minimum of 50 minutes and maximum of 8 hours per renewal period. Supervision of a Level 2 occupational therapy or occupational therapy assistant, fieldwork, or entry-level doctoral capstone student. To be eligible for the credit, the licensee must participate as the primary clinical fieldwork educator for the student. A licensee may earn up to 6 continuing education hours per renewal period for supervision of a Level 2 OT or OTA fieldwork student at the rate of no more than 3 hours per student. A licensee may earn the following education credit for publication of a peer-reviewed or non-peer-reviewed book, chapter, or article directly related to the practice of occupational therapy: 10 hours as the author of a book, 5 hours as author of a chapter, 3 hours as author of a peer-reviewed article, 1 hour as author of a non-peer-reviewed article, 5 hours as an editor of a book, and with a maximum of 10 hours total per renewal period for all publications. Development of or participation in a research project specific to and directly related to the practice of occupational therapy: 1 hour of continuing education credit for each 10 hours spent in development of or participation in a research project specific to OT, with a maximum of 5 hours of credit per renewal period. Any volunteer expert witness who is providing expert witness opinions for cases being reviewed pursuant to the Occupational Therapy Act. 3 hours of credit for each case reviewed, with a maximum of 6 credit hours per renewal period. Performance of pro bono services to the indigent or to the underserved populations or in areas of critical need within the state where the licensee practices. 1 hour of credit should be given for each 2 hours worked, with a maximum of 6 credit hours per renewal period. The licensee must retain receipts, vouchers, certificates, or other papers to document the completion of the required continuing education for a period of not less than 4 years from the date of the course was taken. Courses are reported on CE Broker. Thank you for watching, and please visit the website for more information and consider joining today.